Today, my friends, I have for you a Town Hall 10 Bat Slap guide. And this guide is going to show you guys how you guys can use witches at Town Hall 10. But we're going to be breaking down this base first, so then you guys get the idea of how you guys can use witches here at Town Hall 10. With that being said, let's jump straight into the video. So like I said, we're going to be going over this attack strategy with witches known as the Bat Slap, so if you guys didn't know that. But this attack strategy is very, very effective, and we're going to be breaking down this base design in particular before we move on to the other replays we've got here for you guys. But in terms of this, we're going to be kind of specifically narrowing down into, the specifics with witches that you guys can really take and learn and use in FCs and just practice this. And even if you don't 3-star on your first attempt in war, you're still gonna learn from your mistakes and move through. So if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss any of my videos and guides. Now, when we're taking a look at a Bat Slap, we want to get as much splash down as possible. No matter what witch attack, you want to try and get the Inferno towers down. So this means you want your wall wrecker to stay in the core of the base. So what you want is you want to look at the town hall. Where is this placed? Then you want to look for the best entry point. On this base design here, if we're kind of just like really elaborating here, if we go in with the wall wrecker this way, it will offer us to get to the multi-inferno, it will give us a wizard tower, and we'll be able to get into the core of the base, which gives us extra value that includes the multi-inferno there. This now offers us more value for our Bat Slap when we use this, or when we're using the bats on the back end. That's what you're using the bat spells for. You're not using any raid spells, you're only using bats and freeze. That's about it with this. So what you want to do is you have 2 golems in this attack strategy. So you're going to send 1 golem to set a funnel. So this is typically what you're going to be doing. You're going to be sending in your witches in the corner areas. This allows you to have them group up here. You're going to send in a few of them over here. That's not how many you should be, but your leftover witches there. But you have the golems moving in to tank for either group, meaning that now you can set a solid funnel on either side. Now, yeah, sometimes witches may go into the base with your kill squad. However, that's completely fine, because you still having those witches right behind the heroes and also behind the wall wrecker, their accumulation of skellies is really going to help include the DPS as you get through the core of the base. Now, if we also consider this, that we have the wall wrecker moving through, and we want to get as much value as possible thanks to the heroes and also to the witches either going in. Once this happens, we'll have the bowlers from the wall wrecker pop into here, and this is where you're going to use your heal and rage. You're going to get as much value as possible. And once you've done so, you can then just slowly but surely start to place in your bat spells. Don't start placing them one at a time. Place in all your bats when you are ready to start your bat portion. That's what you want to do. So once you've been able to get about a multi-inferno or even both multi-infernos, actually, you will need to get both multi-inferno towers down before you even think about using this attack. You got to plan that. You got to make sure that you are confident enough that your attack is going to get both multi-infernos. Once you've done so, most likely you're going to get a good chunk of the wizard towers out, and you should be able to bat the rest of the base and just use your last free spell on either a leftover multi-inferno, and then maybe use something to tank for the wizard tower, or if there's a wizard tower left, you're just going to use your freeze on top of the wizard tower. That's all you're going to do. So this is another extremely great option in terms of bat spell attacks. So it gives you guys a good idea. So witches are the norm here and for this video, and this attack strategy, I'm not gonna lie, is definitely a very fun one to use. I remember using witches at Town Hall 9 and even at Town Hall 10. It was definitely they're very strong, definitely very base dependent. However, you can really learn exactly how you guys can use them. Now, what about single target Infernos, you may ask? You can still use this against single target Inferno bases. Keep this in mind though. You are going up against, you're going to be charging into that single Inferno. So you might want to bring in another free spell rather than a poison or something along those lines, because you want to keep the Wall Wrecker alive and get it into the core, so that then you can rage and heal your bowlers from your Wall Wrecker. This will give you a lot more value, and most likely you should be able to get down at least most of the splash buildings. If we take a look at it from this example, notice how we're getting a lot of value from the witches. We also have the golem tanking. That's what we want from this. Once we've gotten at least that multi-inferno tower down, we can start our bat portion. We can start sending in our bats, whether this be anywhere really. And we can see from as this example, we want to get as much value as possible. So the bats are going to go in from the opposite side, and then freezing up the wizard tower is really important. You also may notice the hogs here in this army composition. The attacker likes to use hogs here, especially since you can actually either tank with them, or you can also, use them to clear out some of the defensive structures on the outside of the base. So this is going to be up to you, but definitely, this is a very strong attack, and we've got more than just this example waiting for you guys to really learn. So let's go ahead and jump into a few more examples with this attack strategy. Now, this is going to be a little bit more of a risky base design to hit. And why is this? We notice the town hall, it's not over here, and instead it's over in the corner. This means that we're entering into the base in a weird angle. This means this is where our wall wrecker is going to stop. It's going to be a little bit more awkward. We're not going to get nearly as much value as the previous example, like I stated. And instead, we're only getting a couple splash buildings. But also notice that we have a P.E.K.K.A, not P.E.K.K.A, but the golem going in there and actually being able to, still, be able to tank for some of the defenses there as they're moving through. We still have witches on the back end here, but not enough realistically to be able to set a solid funnel. Now, however, we are still going to be able to get some value from them. We're still going to be able to get down a wizard tower. That's at least something. But with this, a lot of the value was actually away from that side that we entered, and rather it was all on this side of the base. It makes it a tad bit more difficult in determining whether or not this would be the right strategy. This is where you really got to be patient with your attack. You've got to really be calm, because you can't always expect 14 witches to always go through a base design. So what you want to do is you want to really take your time, be patient, and get as much of the splash down as possible. Now, when you're using the bat spells on a multi-inferno, make sure that you're sending the bats in first and then you freeze them up. You're not using a rage spell. So this means that you really want them to accumulate as quickly as possible, so sending them in almost at the same time is really good. Notice that the hogs there are being used to tank for the bats. Like I said, the bat spells the hogs can be used to tank for the bats. If those hogs weren't there, then 100% your attack might have failed. So obviously on this base design here, a little bit more of a risky play, especially since you're going in, away from a lot of value. You're still getting a multi-inferno, but a lot of the splash was over here, and this is where you've got to really take your time. So something like that isn't always going to happen, but it's going to be very base dependent. You can still do it on a lot of base designs, but keep in mind where the splash buildings are in comparison to your entry point. Maybe even look for better entry points, but that's going to really be up to you and how you guys are going to attack a specific base. So let's go ahead and jump into another example with this attack strategy. So in this last example here, we're going to be seeing some swag spells, and not only that, but we're going to be seeing how you can really wreck a base with just the witch slap portion. That's it. That's all this base was really wrecked with. So when you guys are actually looking at a base in terms of a witch slap or a bat slap, this is a really good example, especially a bat slap. We're looking specifically for all the splash that we can get as we move into the base. 2 wizard towers right there, we can get the infernos and then more. Now, be very careful. Notice that right down here, the witches are dealing with the baby dragon and also the Valks. Be very careful of that, because if that Valkyrie or if those Valkyries completely wreck the witches through there, that can really cause a problem. Make sure that they keep a funnel set so that then your Mecha or your bowlers and your king and queen stay inside the base, getting as much value as possible from the heal and the rage. You might be even lucky enough to still have the king and queen's ability, which really can be a huge help. This will then allow you to get a lot more of the base, and since you just take a look at it right here, we've gotten all of the splash buildings. This is a great example of really knowing how much value you're going to get on the base. Just from entering this area here, you were guaranteed 2 wizard towers and 2 multi-infernos. This only left the other 2 wizard towers that you could easily deal with the bowlers and also the queen, and then also the witches on the outside of the base. That's it. That's all that had to be. Then all you have to do is just make sure that you can use and keep up your witches alive, so then you can still have a 3-star attempt. Even if you still don't get it, you should still have the bats and the freeze, so then you should be able to clear and overwhelm the rest of the base, especially if it's cleanup. Sometimes you are going to lose a lot of your troops, especially if you have a sliver of health on your witch like you saw here. But definitely, this is a very strong strategy, and I encourage that you guys really try it out, the swag, bats, and the freeze. So definitely let me know in the comments below if you guys do enjoy this type of an attack. Let me know if you guys are having any success with it, and also let me know if you guys enjoyed this style of content. I will be bringing more of it. Also, let me know if you guys want to see another video on this strategy, and I will think of something so I can bring it to you guys. Also, feel free to go ahead and join the North Watch family. I'll be leaving a link down in the description to join them. Also, feel free to go ahead and join my community Discord server, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss anything. And follow me on Twitter @_CorruptYT. With that being said, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.